Welcome back. You watching Outlook. I'm talking to Malinda Seneviratne. Even though Julian Assange was accused of various crimes, such as supporting the terrorism and the father of involuntary transparency, and Mr. Ban Ki-moon said that he has created the normal and ordinary reasonable diplomacy difficult, he's been accused for sexual misconduct.
You want me to talk about sexual misconduct? Right. Now, first of all, there was this allegation about sexual misconduct, and at that point, I think Assange said, okay, bring out the charge. And they didn't do it, they withdrew that because there was no evidence. Finally, they came out and said there had been some complaints by two ladies, two women he is alleged to have slept with. And the charge was that he had used a condom while having sex, and then after some time he had removed it or something like that, you know, wardrobe malfunction, who knows. Now, I don't know whether that amounts to rape in Sweden, but I mean Sweden must be pretty prudish to have that kind of law. I don't know how you can even formulate a law like that. But the funny thing is that the two women concerned, if they felt that they were wronged by a man they slept with, they would not be, you know, sending tweets immediately after the fact at parties, entertaining this man at parties, and bragging to their friends about how they slept with Julian Assange. Right? They would immediately have gone to the cops, you know, the police station and made a complaint. This man committed some kind of sexual misdemeanor, whatever it is called, but that was not done. So, the circumstantial evidence is pretty thin on this, right. Then it has also been revealed that one of these women has links to the CIA. I don't know if that's a story, I mean, that is also out there, you know, to the extent that you can call someone who couldn't wear a condom a rapist. Then it is someone saying that the other person is connected to the CIA is also legitimate. Now, it is funny that for this particular crime, the bail is 300,000 sterling pounds for this. I wonder how much he would have had to pay to get out. Had he raped this woman? Right? Rape is a serious charge. This sexual misconduct is a serious charge. But why? I mean, I think half the people on this, half the condom users in this world would have had this problem at some point in their lives. And so are they saying that, you know, half the men in this world who use condoms are rapists? This is so frivolous, so, you know, childish. If this is the best they can come out with, regardless of Julian Assange's, you know, who is funding him, what is he up to, regardless of that. But this particular charge is so funny, so funny. And if that is the best that the you know, the global powers that are upset by Julian Assange, and I don't think much about them. They're jokers.
Well, any media, be it mainstream or alternate media, has its own sources to provide tip-offs or provide news stories or for reports. But this guy seems to have extraordinary sources. What are your comments on this?
Well, I think that.
Do you agree that he has extraordinary sources?
Obviously, I mean,
than the ordinary?
A single man can't come out with, you know, 100,000 files like this. It means we have to keep in mind that, you know, much as the powers, the big powers in this world try to make out that things are very nice and rosy about this world, there are lots of people who are upset about how things happen, about this so-called New World Order, which I call the New World Order, right. So, people who are upset do things, you know, there is frustration, there is aggression, and I think that Julian Assange and Wikileaks, they have, although what they put out may be structured and, you know, sent a particular kind of way, they probably have more files than they have put out. They are getting loads of information from ordinary people. I think from you know, some of these leaks, some of the main leaks came from not from people who were getting paid for them. The people were upset about certain things they saw. Certain. If I see war crime being committed and I'm upset about it, I might say give someone demand some money to give some footage, or I might just put it out on YouTube because I'm so upset. So there are good people in this world who want to see the truth out, and that's a huge source. And the internet and all that technology has provided that opening. We are only seeing the door open. We haven't seen it fully open, and I think there are more doors than we know.
Well, finally, Malinda, Wikileaks has created a WikiLeaking culture too. It has already created WikiLeaking. So in that backdrop, in a nutshell, how can WikiLeaks work for us? How can WikiLeaks influence the ordinary life of people? What it can do for us?
I think that, as always, the best thing is to exercise caution, to be sober about things, not to go overboard, to take something that someone has said with assess the reliability, give it the weight that it ought to be given, that it has, and work with it. Right? If we get angry about it, if we get too excited about it, we won't be able to employ reason in ways that we can make use of it in a effective kind of way. So let us treat all these things with equanimity. That's what the Buddha advocates. I can't see any advice that is superior to that. Treat the ups and downs of life with equanimity, including sensational leaks.
Well, we hope Julian Assange would also follow the same lines. And like you rightly said, we are yet to see what WikiLeaks is going to be WikiLeaking in future, and what influence it is going to have, and how it is going to keep our minds glued to the WikiLeaks fiasco that is taking place in the international arena. Thank you very much, Malinda. It was very interesting talking to you.
Thank you for having me.
And for defining various aspects or dimensions related to WikiLeaks. And it was indeed interesting. Thank you very much, friends at home, for watching us once again on Outlook, on Roundtable, on Prime TV. Thank you very much, and good night to you.